magazine of having been taught in the language of the Nephites, and having a knowledge of the land of Nephi, or in the land of our father's first inheritance, and having been sent as a spy among the Lamanites, that I might spy out of their forces, that our army might come upon them and destroy them. But when I saw that which was good among them, I was desirous that they should not be destroyed. Therefore I contended with my brethren in the wilderness, for I would that our rulers should make a treaty with them. But he, being an austere, what is that word? Austere, severe or strict in manner, attitude, or appearance. An austere man with a rigidly puritanical outlook and austere expression. Okay, so it just seems like it's very extreme and strict. Therefore I contended with my brethren in the wilderness, for I would that our rulers should make a treaty with them. But he, being an austere and bloodthirsty man, commanded that I should be slain. But I was rescued by the shedding of much blood, for father fought against father, and brother against brother, until the greater number of our army was destroyed in the wilderness, and we returned, those of us that were spared, to the land of Zarahemla, to relate that tale to their wives and their children. And yet I, being overzealous to inherit the land of our fathers, collected as many as were desirous to go up to possess the land. And we started again on our journey into the wilderness to go up out of the land. Go up to the land. But we were smitten with famine and sore afflictions, for we were slow to remember the Lord our God. Nevertheless, after many days wandering in the wilderness, we pitched our tents in the place where our brethren were slain, which was near to the land of our fathers. And it came to pass that I went again with 4 of my men into the city, and unto the king, that I might know of the disposition of the king, and that I might know if I might go in with my people and possess the